Hello and welcome. It's time for 5 at 5. We have Shamik Chakravarti, we have Devashish Sen from Eden Gardens. A very important day as far as Kolkata Knight Riders preview is concerned. We have Bharat Ramraj also, and we have a game also today. That's between Punjab Kings and Lucknow Super Giants. So we will discuss later on that, the importance, the role it can play. Obviously, a huge role, a direct impact in the points table as far as Punjab Kings is concerned. They still have chance to reach to 15 points. But obviously, we know the only team having things on their hand is Rajasthan Royals. Move to 16 points and then take that last spot as far as playoff race is concerned. If Rajasthan Royals lost that particular game versus Mumbai Indians, then it would be around maybe interested party can be KKR also if KKR wins. And there's other teams also, Punjab Kings. So there is a lot to fight for as far as playoffs last spot is concerned. But before that, there was a press conference. Mahila Jayawardene came into the press conference and he told Shamik Da, who asked that question, related to Rohit Sharma, because that's a very pertinent question at this point of time. It's need to be answered because the selection committee has said that Rohit needs a fitness clearance as far as his 100% fitness report is concerned. The Mumbai Indians is saying that he is playing as as an impact player because of the team combination. Shamik, you asked that question. First, let us know that what's the question is all about, because the IPL press conferences, we can't able to see that via broadcasters. So there was a press conference also. You asked the question first. Let me know about the question, and then we'll get into the answer thing. Obviously, you tweeted it around, so we'll get into the details of that. But what's the vibe around Mumbai Wankhede Stadium, and what's the sound around Rohit Sharma? What's the journalists are speaking around his fitness, and what the Mumbai Indians management is saying at this point of time?
See, Rohit, my question to Mahela was simple. I mean, there have been so much conversations. About Rohit Sharma's fitness and whether he is 100%. Why is he playing as an impact sub? Is he not 100%? Which is the reason why has been playing as an impact sub. And I also asked Mahela that going ahead, do you see him? I mean, he now plays in only one format, which is ODIs. And does he have the fitness to last for 100 overs in an ODI? So
Yeah.
Mahela clearly said, look, it is not that he has been playing as an impact sub for the first time. Even during the ongoing IPL, before he picked up that hamstring injury against the game against Royal Challengers Bangalore at Wankhede, he in a couple of matches he played as an impact sub. Last year also he played as an impact sub. Now he confirmed that Rohit is 100%, quote unquote, and the medical team and the report from the Mumbai Indians medical team is that Rohit is 100%. His fitness is absolutely on track. He is playing as an impact sub just for team combination. When the team is bowling, I wrote a copy on 21st of May also regarding this. Rohit is playing as a Rohit's fitness is absolutely on track, and he's playing as an impact sub when the team is bowling just for team combination. And Mahela confirmed that, saying that it is. And he said Rohit understands it. Rohit, at the end of the day, he is a team player. He understands it. He understands what we require when we have been bowling. So from that point of view, absolutely no concerns about his fitness. And he also said that, look, what is the conversation around the Indian team? That is not my business. When I set up my team for Mumbai Indians, we keep we keep in mind what combination is the best when we have been batting and when we have been fielding. And from that perspective, this is purely tactical. Using Rohit as an impact sub is purely tactical, and there is nothing related to his fitness. He is 100%, and he also, he signed off saying that I hope this will offer clarity to conversations around him as regards international cricket. Apart from Rohit, he said another something very important thing about Jasprit Bumrah also, which is also hard news, but I'll come to that later.
Sure. Obviously, we'll come to Jasprit Bumrah a little later, but Shamik, there's lot of chatter around Mumbai Indians also as well. So, is there anything Maila Jayawardene on those parts said? Anything asked about him as far as Mumbai Indians, the team is concerned in this particular season? Was there anything related to the MI team didn't able to did well? Already out of the tournament. Is there any couple of or maybe a 3-4 points where he pinpointed that look, players point of view wise, bowling point of view wise, main players contribution point of view wise, there's multiple things which didn't went well for Mumbai Indians, knowing that this team is really good. If you see them on paper, it's a damn good team. But is there anything which he pinpointed as far as the way Mumbai completely lost it as far as this season is concerned, Shamikda?
Yes, Rohit. The question was asked, and Mahila's reply was, "Look, we had an honest conversation around the group. I mean, last season also we didn't. We started up slowly. We started up slow, but we came back and reached the playoffs. But this season it didn't happen. After we lost a few matches, after that we came back and we won a few, and once again we had a few losses. So what happened? We had an honest conversation around the group, but despite that, the team didn't galvanize. Use that word, and galvanize is the operative word here. The team didn't galvanize. What exactly went wrong? We have to assess it post-season. So there would be. I also filed the story. Mumbai Indians will do a post-season review. We don't know the timeline and where or when it will happen, but it will happen. The post-season review, and the post-season review will look into this, because it is not only about the captains, or the thing is that it is a collective failure. Something important Mahila said, that look, what used to happen earlier, the players we have, and earlier it used to be individual brilliance. Even in tough situation, one or two individuals were rising to the occasion and pulling things off, just through their individual brilliance. This time that didn't happen also. Jasprit Bumrah's form, it is, Mumbai Indians have been inconsistent, but Jasprit Bumrah not taking too many wickets, that also affected the team. And in that regard also, Mahela had a conversation with with his training, with the training staff. But once again, this will actually lead us to that question related to Jasprit Bumrah.
Sure. Bharat, when you see that press conference, it's a complete clarity from the BCCI, from the Indian cricket team point of view, that Rohit Sharma is not 100% fit. He have to attain that fitness certificate, obviously from the Center of Excellence. Now here is Maila Jayawardene. He's saying that he's completely fit. He's playing as an impact player, as a just because of the need of the team. At this point of time, the combination of the team is really going like, you need to play Rohit Sharma as an impact player just to give team some kind of help as far as the combinations are concerned. How do you see this? Does it make sense what Jayawardene is saying, and what the the chairman selector said? Is he completely fit? Because couple of days ago, yes, I remember that Mahila Jayawardene categorically said that at this point of time he's 100% fit. So maybe 3 days down, I don't know that whether he was completely fit. I think Debashish Da was there on the training, of Mumbai Indians. He wasn't there doing that, running between the wicket drills, quick running between the wickets. It was completely absent from Rohit Sharma's practice training drills. How do you see this? Is it making some kind of sense as far as Rohit Sharma's two different statements? I think within 72 hours, one from the Indian cricket team point of view and one from the Mumbai Indians point of view.
Actually, you have put me in a quandary by asking this question about slightly two different statements. See,
Uh,
I'll put it in this way. This is just a general comment.
yeah,
Even if in case Rohit Sharma is like say 95% fit or whatever it is, you generally don't expect the team coach or the manager or whoever it is to come and tell that my player is not fit and all that. It will only create even more confusion, even more disturbance for that particular team. That's what I would say. It is just a general point of view. So yes, it doesn't really make much sense that one of the selectors or the chief selector in a particular statement is saying something else, and someone like Jayawardhan is perhaps like saying is something slightly different. As you only noted, Debashis himself had observed that Rohit Sharma was not doing these running drills or whatever
Hmm.
it is. In my humble opinion, sitting here obviously on a sofa, I can't really comment much on Rohit Sharma's fitness. But in my humble opinion, it seems like maybe Rohit Sharma is kind of close to full fitness. And yes, as a coach, you wouldn't really want to say it's not fit because it will only create more disturbance. It will only create a lot more problems for your side.
Devashish,
Rohit, just one thing.
yes,
Rohit, just
yes.
one thing before you go to Devashish. I just want to set the record straight, saying that actually there is no room for misinterpretation. There is actually no discrepancy between what Ajit Agarkar said at that press conference and what Mahela Jayawardene said. Because Ajit Agarkar said, obviously he said that the Indian team needs fitness clearance from him and Hardik Pandya. But that is the normal process because when Rohit picked up that hamstring injury and missed out 6 games, he didn't turn up at the Center of
Central.
Excellence in Bangalore,
Yes.
saying Center of Excellence. And as per protocol, after this IPL, he will have to visit the Center of Excellence, and from there he will have to get the fitness clearance. So this is protocol. But if you look at what Ajit Agarkar said, he said
Hmm.
the report we have got that their fitness is completely on track. This is exactly what he said at the press conference. So there is no discrepancy between what Mahela Jayawardene said today and what Ajit Agarkar said on Wednesday. Regarding that fitness clearance, this is completely as per protocol because you will have to visit the COE. So this is just, I just wanted to set the record straight. Yes, over to Debashish.
So just a clarity that after Rahul Dravid initiated with this thing in the Center of Excellence, or at that point of time the National Cricket Academy, that any cricketer who got injured, they have to get a clearance, fitness clearance certificate from the Center of Excellence. Now earlier it was obviously the National Cricket Academy, because at that point of time there was multiple incidents happened where players come from different directions, and with a fitness certificate, were they 100% fit at that point of time? It's still a question. And now this is a clear cut transparency wide. It is a wonderful rule, just to put in things into perspective, that if any player got injured, and Rohit didn't attend Center of Excellence at that point of time, he was doing his rehab with the Mumbai Indians team. He was traveling with the MI team, and he was doing his fitness drills there. Be it the fitness drills, be it the test, be it his recovery. Everything was done within the team. So you need a fitness certificate just before getting selected back into the Indian cricket team if there is an injury history during an ongoing tournament. And that's what happened to both of them. Either Hardik Pandya or Rohit Sharma, both of them have to do these kind of things. They have to take a fitness certificate and submit it to the, to the BCCI body, means the chairman selector, and then it will be completely that asterisk mark in front of their name that will be removed. But Debashish Da, coming to you, is there any updates from the KKR camp also? There were injuries from KKR. Ankush Raghuvanshi, we all know, you updated, I think last evening, that it was a fracture there, and he's out of the tournament. But what, as far as Kolkata Knight Riders, their practice session is concerned, their last practice session, and we all know that they still have a chance. They still have a minute, but yes, there is a chance. It's not mathematically, it's possible. Are you seeing this kind of energy within the KKR guys? And is there any update as far as any other injury or any kind of fitness report as far as KKR team is concerned?
Yeah, Rohit, yeah, absolutely. Yesterday, we all know that Ankush Raghuvanshi is ruled out for the remainder of the season. Obviously, assuming that KKR will just play the final game tomorrow, provided Rajasthan Royals, if they go on to win tomorrow's match. But talking about fitness, in fact, I asked Abhishek Nair, the head coach of KKR, about Varun Chakravarti's injury. Him playing with an fractured toe. So I asked him, and he categorically said that there are instances where the players uh, uh, have played with injury. So it's not that it's only Varun who is playing with injury. There have been instances in the past where players have played with injury, and they spoke highly about Varun Chakravarti's commitment, because it has nothing that the franchisee has pushed him to play. It was Varun's commitment to the franchisee and his love for the franchise that he has played for the Knight Riders so far. So that's a big statement. So let's clear the air, because there has been a lot of chatters. I started my question by asking him Coach, there has been a lot of chatter going around Varun Chakravarti playing despite a fracture in his toe on his toe. So what would you say about his commitment? And his category specifically said yes, there have been instances in the past where players have played with injury. So it's not that Varun Chakravarti is not the only cricketer who is playing with an injury. There have been other players as well. But yes, he spoke highly that it is his love for the franchise that he is still playing because we know that he has been taking injections and playing. So I think that speaks highly of the KKR head coach and appreciating Varun. But also it needs to be clear that it is not that Varun has been forced to play for KKR. It is Varun's commitment to the franchisee, his love for the franchisee. As I speak, the Delhi Capitals team just arrived for their practice sessions. Obviously, KL Rahul was the first one. I don't know what both me and Shubhayan were waiting. KL Rahul arrived at least an hour back. Don't know exactly the reason. And obviously, Shubhayan asked about whether the team will be following the KKR's matches because tonight and tomorrow, Rajasthan Royals play the afternoon game. So yes, and obviously, and he said he said that he does follow almost all the matches in IPL. So yes, but obviously there will be interest. But the news from Eden Gardens is that we assume that Varun Chakravarti will just give it a go in tomorrow's match as well, given the statement coming from the head coach.
Shubhanga, anything from the press conference you want to add to what Debashish Da just said? There is a lot of praise around Varun Chakravarti's commitment, but how fair it is. I know that he's a damn good cricketer. Kolkata needs him, but as Debashish Da said, it's Varun's call, not the franchisee's call. But even if it's Varun's call, how fair it is for a contracted player who is a part of BCCI scheme of things, Indian cricket scheme of things. Is there any chatter around Kolkata Knight Rider fans or maybe the media persons there that there should be a proper rule around this, that if majorly for an India contracted player, for a player who's not part of the contract, it's really difficult for the Indian cricket system to find out them. But if a player is a contracted player, very much part of your scheme, how fair is this? Do you think that that Varun Chakravarti is still playing? Commentators, coaches are appreciating him, but there's no point of appreciation. Means if there has to be a rule, what we were discussing, Shubhanda, during that Manchester test also, that everyone is applauding Rishabh Pant, but there should be something like that where you can replace, like a concussion substitute thing. If a player is playing with like Chris Wokes, like Rishabh Pant, it can't be go worse than that. You are playing with a fractured toe or maybe a fractured arm. Is there any discussions around that?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes. Now you are audible, Shubhanda. Now you are
Yeah,
audible.
yeah. So see, I don't, although I don't agree with what Abhishek Nair is saying or what Varun Chakravarti is doing on the field. There's no doubt that he has shown great commitment on the field for KKR. But again, as we had discussed earlier in our Hindi show as well, or in multiple 12 noon lives, that BCCI should bring in a rule to when there's a visible injury like Rishabh Pant's toe fracture, like Varun Chakravarti's toe fracture, there should be some rule. Now, Ankrich Raghuvanshi is ruled out of the tournament due to a finger injury, but KKR cannot replace him because it's in the last phase of the tournament. I think there's a rule after 12 matches you cannot replace a player. So if there's a visible injury like a fracture or a
I think there's some network issue with Shubhanda where Shubhanda is. I think there's something bad about the network
am I
thing.
audible now?
Yes.
I
Now
think it
you are
was there.
audible. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was saying, there should be a rule for visible injuries, clear cut injuries like a broken toe, like a
Yes.
fractured bone. There should be a replacement, or at least even during a match, if someone is taking a catch, it breaks a finger there. There should be a rule to make a replacement then and there. Yes, you have made a great rule of concussion substitute, but again, if you can make a rule around concussion substitute, that I feel that there should be a rule around broken bones as well, fractured bones as well.
Visible
KKR,
injuries. there is any visible
Visible
injury.
injuries, yes, visible injuries. If even if Abhishek Nair is saying no one is forcing Varun Chakravarti to play, and for Varun also, this franchisee has done a lot for him, has backed him in the worst of situations. So naturally, a player would want to give his 100%, 200%, even if he's not fully fit. But to take care of players' welfare, players' health, I think there should be a clear cut rule made by the BCCI or IPL governing council, at least for the centrally contracted players, to just to safeguard their long term fitness and the welfare, because you never know. We don't know how bad this injury is of Varun Chakravarti, or how aggravate it will get as he continues to play with this injury. So just to keep a check on their better welfare, I think if BCCI should come up with rules just for centrally contracted players, in my opinion.
Exactly. Shamikda really want to know what about the hard news on Bumrah.
Jasprit Bumrah played the World Cup with England, and today Mahela Javardhana said that. Mahela
Sorry,
Javardhana said,
can't hear you there. Can't
yeah,
hear you there.
yeah, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Jasprit Bumrah and all his exploits, especially you go back to that semi-final at Wankhede, and
Yeah,
India were on the verge of losing that game, and
yeah.
that Jasprit Bumrah over at the death. Jasprit Bumrah played the World Cup with a niggle, and
Okay.
even after that, he put up that kind of a performance. Just
Okay.
Mahela Javardhana said today. I mean, the question was about Bumrah not having too many wickets in this campaign, and he said we had a conversation with Bumrah. Actually, what happened? He came here carrying a niggle, which he had during the World Cup also. So for the first 5 6 matches, he wasn't quite up to speed in terms of his pace also declined. Of over the last 3 4 matches, his pace has increased, and he is working hard to get into the level where where everyone expects him to be. But the fact of the matter is that one of the reasons Jasprit Bumrah had a slow start to this IPL was a niggle, and that niggle he was carrying in the T20 World Cup also. This is for the first time we have been
Yeah.
told, officially by someone, that Jasprit Bumrah played the World Cup with a niggle, and even after that, he was a champion. And even after that, he was a champion. So this is the
But
hard
but but
news
Shamikda,
related.
this is what we are discussing, right? Like, see,
Yeah.
playing for India, I can understand if you have a niggle, if you have an injury, you are
Hmm.
playing, you are pushing for India in the semi-finals, in the finals, but couldn't have Bumrah rested for a few games just to make sure that he is 100%, and there's lesser risk of him aggravating that injury.
Like
Yeah,
Shami, we all know.
I totally agree with you, Shubhan. Given that a few days ago, BCCI clarified that during the IPL, it is up to the franchises. It is up to the franchises, and we don't interfere. But I totally agree with it, especially for the contracted cricketers. And Bumrah is more than just a contracted
Especially for
cricketer.
especially for an asset like Bumrah, yes, and
Yeah,
and plus someone who has a very bad injury record.
Exactly. And Bumrah is the most prized asset in Indian cricket. So someone like what Cricket Australia does for someone like Cameron Green, that it was a clear-cut directive until for a certain period he will not bowl. Simple as that. That Cricket Australia directive came that this, until this date he will not bowl, and KKR didn't have anything. KKR couldn't overrule that. And Cameron Green, for example, is a centrally contracted cricketer with Cricket Australia. In case of Matisha Patirana, Sri Lanka cricket said, no, you will have to clear our fitness test, and only then will you be able to join your squad. So I think BCCI have a rethink. BCCI should have a rethink, because if that injury would have been aggravated, then we have a long test. Say, let's test summer, or the World Test Championship thing is coming up, and Sri Lanka, then New Zealand, then 5 Test series against Australia, and then the next year the World Cup. You don't want to lose your most prized asset. Uh, I mean, Players will try to. Jasprit Bumrah didn't play the first 4 or 5 games during the last year's IPL, but once again, sometimes players try to push the envelope. And it's IPL is a contractual obligation also, professional obligation. But this is where BCCI should step in, and they should safeguard the central, at least the centrally contracted cricketer. I totally agree with you, Shubhan and Rohit. Because I have loads of copies to file. Just another couple of things I gave you before I leave. That is, mm, Rian Parag and Ravindra Jadeja. Their fitness are being assessed. They trained yesterday. I mean, Jadeja trained yesterday, today
Yeah.
also, but their fitness is being assessed, and they will Rajasthan Royals will take a call whether they would be able to take the field. But Trevor Penny, who is the assistant coach, who came during the he came at the pre-match press conference, and he said we are very very impressed the way Jasassi Jaiswal has stepped. I mean shown as a stand-in captain, the way he is using his authority, the way he is asserting himself. They are very impressed. Regarding Vaibhav Suryavanshi, I asked him about the international. He said it's a very tricky call whether you directly take him, fast track him to to international cricket, or give him two more seasons to get him more to have him more maturity, especially off the field. It's a tricky call that I cannot answer. But once again, he said he there is nothing to do with his fielding. He is a very good fielder, and he's a good runner between the wickets also. It's just we want to keep him fresh for his batting. That's why we have been using him as an impact sub. These are the updates from Wankhede.
Thank you so much, Amigda, for all these updates. I know you have to file a lot of copies, so you can leave the chat and you can file the copies. Thank you so much for those updates.
Thank you.
And I saw him in Beckenham during the time we were in England for the Test series last year, and he was a damn good fielder. In field also he took some of the brilliant catches in Beckenham. I saw one, and then obviously when in the under-19 World Cup time, he was again in slip cordon also when he was fielding in the slip cordon. And apart from that, when he was fielding in the infield, he is not someone who you see most of the times in outfield also. But in outfield also, he picked up a brilliant catch like Surya Kumar Yadav did in Barbados against Bangladesh, if you remember, under-19 World Cup. It was a crucial catch at that point of time because at one stage Bangladesh was really doing fantastic in that particular game. And one catch in somewhere around extra cover area where he's done really well. So fielding wise, if you have observed him during the practice sessions, if you have observed him during during the fielding drills, it was always about Vaibhav Suryavanshi putting his 100% up. Last two questions, one for Bharat and one for Debashish Da. Bharat, what do you think today's game, Lucknow Super Giants without Mitch Marsh? Are we expecting too much from Lucknow Super Giants now? Because now there is only one man, that is Josh English, who's looking currently in form. One or two, maybe couple of innings from Nicholas Puran also. Rishabh Pant, at the very start of the tournament, he played one handy innings versus Sunrisers Hyderabad, won the game for them. But apart from that, there is not a lot of contributions as far as, yes, Ayush Baduni is there with a couple of half centuries, but not a lot of contributors apart from bowling. Who do you think? And on the other side, you know what Punjab is lacking. 6 games, continuous on a losing streak, and now they wanted that 15, means the 2 points they need for sure. What's your prediction as far as this game is concerned?
Oh, maybe at that ground, Lucknow Super Giants, from their point of view, with Mitchell Marsh also not there, I guess they would want to win the toss, ball first, because it definitely nips around in Lucknow. There is some bounce as well. And
Yeah.
even if there is a couple of their pace bowlers, they still have a pretty good pace attack. Even if for matter the rest, Mohsin Khan or whoever it is, they can still put up 3-4 decent to good fast bowlers. So I think Lucknow Super Giants' chances basically comes down to the toss because of the kind of batting lineup that they have, even with the Mitchell Marsh also now missing from action. So from Punjab's Kings point of view, I guess they would also want to win the toss. Not just because it will nip around first up, but their pace attack looks very modest to me. They have hardly done anything over the season. Their pace attack, if your best pace bowler is averaging something like 33, 34, Then think about the rest of the fast bowlers. I saw averages like 70, 80, economy rates of 11, 12, 11.5. I don't think anyone has an economy rate below 10 in that particular squad. Even Arshdeep had an economy rate. Last time I checked was around 9.9, 10, 10, 10 or on those lines. So I think they also would want to win the toss, get a little bit of resistance up front. But considering the conditions, I think Lucknow Super Giants have a chance. If it turns out to be another of those tracks with good pace, good bounce, a little bit of nip around, I think Lucknow Super Giants have the required pace attack. They just maybe I think they have to win the toss. Even if they lose the toss with that pace attack, I think they have a decent to good chance in home conditions against a team like Punjab Kings.
Sure. Devashish, your prediction for the today's game. Any predictions as far as Punjab and Lucknow is concerned? Knowing that Lucknow doesn't have now Mitch Marsh, they're obviously the top run getter and batter in top form. They have the bowling, but anything as far as your predictions are concerned?
Rohit, if you ask me, contrasting scenario for both the teams, Lucknow will be playing for pride. Means
Yeah,
for them, this match is all about playing for pride. Means obviously the result doesn't matter if they win or lose, but everyone means from Rishabh to others. For Punjab Kings, they started the season on a high, but suddenly there has been a lot of controversy and they formed deep. But here lies a perfect opportunity. You win this match, you, you stay afloat for making a chance into the playoff. You still don't know if you even if you win the match, you are not guaranteed that you are reaching the final, the playoff. Sorry. So because Rajasthan Royals, if they win the match, afternoon match tomorrow, then both KKR and Punjab Kings hopes are gone. So for me,
sure,
I would rather see, despite the match is being played in Lucknow, I think Punjab Kings need to give it all and win these matches so as to stay afloat in this playoff. So for me, I think that urgency will be more in Punjab Kings than
sure,
Lucknow Super Giants. So I
sure,
think Punjab Kings has a fair chance because I don't know what is the talk about, but definitely the talk might be around that this is the match, this is where we need to pull up our socks because yes, we started the season because no one would have even mid-season. Everyone was thinking that Punjab Kings is a sure shot to qualify for the playoff. Then suddenly that deep happened. So hopefully they regroup themselves and win the match. I will put my money on Punjab Kings to win tonight's game.
sure. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you to Shamik Da, Shubhayan Da, Devashish Da, and Bharat Ramraj. Thank you for all your updates. And yes, it was all about Rohit Sharma's 100% fitness that was confirmed by Mahela Jayawardene. Bumrah playing the T20 World Cup semi-final and the final with a niggle. That we know for the very first time now at this point of time. And apart from that, it's about the Varun Chakravarti decision also. Will he, again, there is a lot to debate on that particular issue. The player want to play, the franchisee don't want him to do that. But what's the role of the BCCI here? That's something we can discuss a lot upon. And obviously, the last thing was about no match march for LSG. But as Bharat rightly said, that with the bowling and the conditions in Ikana Stadium, it could be a kind of a fair game for both the teams. Thank you so much for watching. We'll meet you with our preview show and our post-match show. And for everything in sports, you can like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching this.
Thank you.